I kind of...
Yeah, just picked up Ronin, another first customer of the day. But yeah, the floor is yours. What was we touching on?
Yeah, so the UFC, you asked me what I was interested in.
Yeah.
I said the UFC, and I also said that I'm interested in kind of current affairs.
Okay, yeah, so on the UFC, my limited understanding, I haven't watched it for years, but my son told me about Jon Jones. I'm still surprised because apparently he's the best UFC fighter ever. Now I've spoke to other customers who were clued up on it, and everyone seems to say he is for his weight, but it'll be interesting to get your thoughts and perspective on it.
Well, he was about to. I think that he knew that he was about to lose to a fella from not too far from here, from Manchester, Tom Aspinall.
Go on. So
Tom Aspinall's next in line to fight him, and he pushed it off, and then suddenly a year into pushing off, he's retiring. It kind of looks like he's afraid he's going to lose.
Okay, so because I've asked other customers about that,
yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think first of all he's a lot younger than Manchester lad.
He is 32, yeah.
So I was asking people, well, who would win, and I think I'd say the consensus was from some people if Jon Jones back in his day would have beat him, but now because he's getting on, some are favouring the Manchester guy, Aspinall. Is this the one who's retired because of his eye? He's blind in one eye. Is that someone else?
That's someone else, Michael Bisping.
Okay, sorry, I get them mixed up.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a bit of hypocrisy there with Jon Jones, though. He's
go on, yeah.
He's not fighting Tom Aspinall, or well, people are saying because Tom Aspinall's too young, so he'll have the upper hand. But when Jon Jones was in his early 30s, he fought 40-year-old men, and his last fight was a 40-something-year-old man.
Okay.
He can't use that as he's young, because he did it. His rise was fighting older people.
That was other customers using that one.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts then? Do you think he would win because you're up on it more than
I
me?
I think Tom Aspinall will win, but I don't think he'll be as one-sided as people are making out.
Okay.
I think like Tom Aspinall's incredible, and by the end of his career could be the best to ever do it, alright, but
the best ever?
I think he could be.
Is he smashing titles?
He hasn't got a title because Jon Jones wouldn't fight him, or he's interim title holder.
Isn't there other levels of progress to where obviously
he's the interim champion, so he's next in line for the belt as well.
Okay.
But he hasn't been inside, he hasn't fought for more than 2 or 3 minutes or something, so he's always finished in the first 3 minutes or something.
Okay.
So it's
I remember someone said something about Jon Jones or whoever, he's had, 30, 40, 50, 60 fights and not lost one. Is that the same for Aspinall?
He has lost twice before he got to the UFC.
Oh, has he? Okay, so he has lost.
The record's not perfect.
Okay.
But it's near perfect.
Okay.
I think with the new day and age as well, you're going to rarely see people who are undefeated when they're expected to fight so often. If you're getting in there 3 times a year, you're going to lose at some stage. Even when Liverpool won the Premier League and it looked like no one was coming close, they'd still lose.
Yeah.
So it should be the same tolerance for people in the UFC, I think.
Okay. So who's your best fighter in general in UFC currently and previously?
Tom Aspinall is the best currently, but my favourite would be a different story, I think.
Okay.
I like Ilia Topuria, the Spanish fella.
Okay, I'm not familiar with him. Is he currently operating or is he retired?
He was the 145-pound champion, but he's after vacating the belt so that he can move up to heavier weight class.
Okay.
He's class. He's class.
I didn't realise the weight difference between the heavyweights like Aspinall, Jon Jones and Conor McGregor.
It's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, someone said to me Conor McGregor I think is around 160 pounds, give or take. And then Aspinall and Jones are 230. Yeah, that's a big difference.
It is a huge difference.
I think in the heavyweight then, so your best ever, currently Tom Aspinall, ever, who would you say in the heavyweight category?
I don't think Jon Jones has been there long enough to call him the greatest ever.
Oh, has it? Okay.
He only moved up there 2 fights ago, so he's only had 2 fights heavyweight. His whole career was light heavyweight.
Okay.
So
who would you put? Say someone.
Stipe Miocic. He lost to Jon Jones.
Okay.
In his most recent fight.
Okay.
But I would say him.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, when we take it to so many different weights, so Conor McGregor's, he's got to be up there for his category, has he?
I doubt it. Not anymore.
Now I think he's fell off a bit.
To be honest, like, if you watched him at the time, you probably would have said, "Oh my God, I've never seen anything like this." But I think after that Khabib fight, then it was just like a downward trajectory now, where like he's nowhere near the best to do it now. I don't think. Like, if you look at Dustin Poirier, like, he wouldn't be considered the best in his weight class, but he beat McGregor twice.
Okay.
And like twice as of recently as well, like, where they're both kind of at the back end of their career. But like, I don't think he's even in with McGregor could be in that conversation anymore, especially when you have like so many names in those two divisions.
Okay.
Like, they're probably the two best divisions, so there's so many people that have been around and been near the top. So like, I think McGregor's fallen way back that ranking.
Okay. So there's once again Paddy the Baddy.
Oh yeah.
He's a different weight category as well, isn't he? What weight is he?
McGregor.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's good as well, actually.
He's good. He's actually doing amazing.
As well.
He's what?
He's entertaining.
Yeah. He's a bit like McGregor. He's got the entertainment.
Yeah, he does.
Elements, the gift of the gab, because I think it helps. It sells, doesn't it?
It does sell. Yeah.
Because he clearly had that McGregor. So some from what I see of Paddy as well, and the girl as well, Molly McCann. As well, she's doing amazing.
I think she's retired now.
Oh, is she?
Just as recently, but
okay.
She was entertaining as well. To be fair, she wasn't great, but she was entertaining.
Okay.
I think they signed another fella from Limerick or Liverpool today. I'll check there. Oh no, they haven't, not yet.
Okay. What is it about the UFC you like? Do you like it more than the boxing? Is it just...
I think I was never into boxing. Well, I'd watch the Olympics boxing and stuff if Ireland were in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have never been that. I would have never watched them as a hobby. Like, I'd only watch the sport Ireland or if there was someone Irish.
Okay.
But I just found it a bit boring. But then when I was in secondary school, McGregor started to become big, and then all of a sudden I was interested. I started watching the UFC, and obviously my interest in McGregor started to fall, but my interest in the UFC started to skyrise.
Yeah.
So I think he brought my eyes to it, and then I actually enjoyed watching it. I think it's a great watch, and the stories that I love the way they promote the fighter stories. There's always a build up. There's always he's come from this or she's come from that, and then these two fellas are coming together and they have months of build up and clash of personalities, all those things, and it just, to be honest, the fights probably could be the least entertaining part. It's the build up, it's unreal. They have the UFC embedded there, the episodes of like watching them, how they like spend a week up to the fight, and then you have UFC countdown, watching them how they trained for the weeks leading up to the fight. So like there's a huge entertainment aspect to it.
All the way to the climax.
Yeah. And you see as well, you probably see this as well, but like how active they are on social media as well. Even like it's like kind of that's entertaining as well. They're getting insight as to how they do things, and sometimes they fire little jabs at other people. And
no, it's good. It is very entertaining. See, for example, you're doing teaching at the moment. Yeah. A question I ask a lot of my customers. Let's just say Ronin won the lottery. Most people like connecting to Maslow as well. Most people do the jobs because it pays the bills. Yeah. But let's say you was in a position and you won the lottery and you didn't have to work. What would you do? Because you take away travelling, looking after friends, family, everyone will do that. But you'll have a void in your life.
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you still do teaching?
You asked that at a great time. Because someone won the Euro Millions in Cork today.
Oh, so, did they? Yeah, it wasn't you, was it?
No,
I'm not getting
me, no.
hoping I'm getting a big tip.
200. 250 million.
Did that? No way.
Yeah.
Made up for them.
Yeah. I would still work.
Yeah.
I think. And I'd try to get rid of over 50% of it anyway.
Would you give a lot?
We were having this argument the other day, like 250 million is probably, like the lotto, too much is probably detrimental to your life.
Yeah, it can be, yeah.
So I was saying, my point of view anyway, when people ask me what I do is win the lottery is just, get it, like at my age now, people are still living at home, so let's get all the people a house, because the prospect of buying a house in Ireland now is
crazy,
far-fetched.
astronomical.
Yeah. So I'd prioritise as well. Like I have cousins who don't have a trade, or they didn't go to uni. So let's put them first on the list.
Okay.
And then build them a house, and then we'll work my way down the list then, and make sure I'm not leaving myself to broke either.
I like the way you put other people first, and then yourself. Is there any charities that you actually resonate with, or at the moment off the top of your head?
There's Pieta House at home.
Okay, what's it called?
Mental health charity.
Okay, Pieta
House.
How'd you spell that?
Pieta.
Okay.
There's Cork Simon as well. They're a homeless charity, but there's other great charities here as well. That's another thing we were saying. If you won the 250 million, first of all, you give $1 million. I give $1 million to each of these charities. And everyone in our group is kind of like, that's exactly what we do as well, because you'd be actually trying to, like, 250 million, you'd be trying to, like, shave a bit of that off before things go horribly wrong. Totally.
And it's good in the description. I'll put like a link to it, because it's good to create awareness on these certain organisations. So then, would you still teach?
I think so. If I could do a job share, I would. You know, where you work maybe 3 to 5 days or 2 to 5 days or something.
Okay.
Because I think 7 days off a week, do you go off your rocker, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think it's too much time. Unless, now to be fair, I think if you win the lotto, go away for a year and travel the world, 2 years even, and then come back and try and get some bit of normality back. That you work 2 or 3 days a week or something. But even a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even, like, where you're long weekend every weekend.
No, totally. Because when I asked that question to some people also, like going back to Maslow and the actualization, some people would not change the job, and I think from that perspective, the fact that they love and what they're doing, it is a form of self-actualization. Because the fact that even if they won the lottery, they still wouldn't change the job they're doing. So it's interesting responses. And like you said, a lot of people, they want to give back, which is also, nice and interesting as well. See, you should do an ancestry genealogy. You might be related to the guy who's won all them millions.
Try to claim it off.
Make a phone call. I'm a long lost relative. But it's amazing, 230. I mean, I heard someone a few months back, 180, but it's just beyond life-changing, isn't it? You're changing so many other people's lives with that money. But you know what? I mean, do you do the lottery?
No.
I'm the same. Everyone will probably go through a phase now of,
that's the thing.
Do it for a few weeks, but you got to be in it to win it.
Yeah. $1 million would be nice.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
$1 million would be nice.
But
it wouldn't turn down 250 either. Like.
Of course. But in the meantime, it's nice to just try and chase them intangible things also.
Yeah.
We've got about a couple of miles left. Anything you wanted to say about the UFC, or did you want to have a little talk about the geopolitics? I think you said you're interested in.
I just think it's as we can all see, if you have a phone, you can see that it's probably a scary time in the world with all that's going on, right?
But there was a foreign relations guy. So once again, it depends how we're all looking at the situation. So for me, from the geopolitics, once again, I'm not an expert, just a limited understanding. But how I quantified it to him, and he kind of agreed on the same, lens we were looking at it, in the sense that from a geopolitical point of view, and you're looking at the big dogs in the world, you've only got so many countries who can contend on the international stage, which is Europe, America, China and Russia. Of course, you've got lots of other countries, but based on the military might, they're the main ones who have say on the international stage. Of course, you've got like BRICS nations and lots of other smaller countries. You've got Iran and this and that. But ultimately, I think even like UK on its own, or France or Germany, they have to operate as a bloc based on the size of America. My understanding is these are the main countries that can call the shots on the international stage. So let's just say, because a lot of people don't have love for the current political in America, let's say Trump. Let's just take America out the equation. Or let's say America's weak on the international. I'm not saying America's perfect, by the way, but let's just say no one's perfect, no country's perfect. But let's just say you take America out the equation, then you'll have other countries like China and Russia who will fill that void, who resonate more with a form of, you know, communism type of. I know Russia post-Soviet Union isn't communistic, but it's still got that ideology. So it's just an interesting, because ultimately someone's got to rule, haven't they? And this foreign relations guy, Jan, he said it good. He said a quote of Winston Churchill, paraphrasing, he said, you know, democracy is the worst form of like kind of type of way you can have a system, but ultimately